Welcome back to the Premier League show. Leicester goalkeeper Ath.Madrid alongside me. Look, it was another dramatic European night at Anfield last night. Flying start for Liverpool, but Atletico fought back into it, didn't they? Captain Virgil van Dijk, 92nd minute winner. 5 wins from 5. They love a late win, don't they? Will Arna have any concerns about that?
No, I don't think so. I think he'll be very pleased with that, actually. I think that when you look at the mentality of these teams, top teams have that. You know, it's the relentless attitude to go all the way to the end. And I think it's so important because it's not always going to be as straightforward to win the game early on and make sure it's cruise control from there. So sometimes you have to go all the way to the end. I think what will please him as well is the players that are scoring those goals, the squad, the substitutions, the bench impact. So I think overall for him it'll be a positive thing. Ideally, of course, you'd like to score a bit more and win games a little bit more comfortably, but ultimately it's about winning and having that relentless mentality. And, you know, I think Jurgen Klopp called them mentality monsters back in the day. So yeah. They're definitely proving that right.
Listen, from a goalkeeper's perspective, a late winner, that must be hard to take when it's scored against you. You think you've got there, you think, oh, I've got a few more seconds left, and then bam.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. When you're on the receiving end of it, it's definitely difficult, but then there's no better way of winning a game. So if you're on the other side, it's a fantastic moment. So I think from them, they're taking a lot of confidence. Liverpool, I mean, as strong as ever. Within as well, a side that is still embedding new signings. I mean, we saw with Alexander Isak starting for the first time last night, a bunch of new signings this summer. So I think from that standpoint, to be winning, keeping that confidence going and embedding all these players, I think for them it's a positive thing.
OK, great. Dave, over to you.
Now, every time you think they just can't keep doing it, they just keep on doing it, don't they, Liverpool? They just keep scoring late goals to win games. Another one last night against Ath.Madrid. And then in the Premier League as well, Mo Salah's penalty against Burnley meant that Liverpool became the only side in history to score winning goals in the final 10 minutes in 4 consecutive Premier League matches. Now, what this means is that Liverpool haven't actually spent that long in front in a game. This shows us the Premier League's game state. So that's the proportion of time on the pitch that teams are losing, drawing or ahead. We've picked out the top 7 teams here who've been in a winning game state for the longest time. Bournemouth have been in front in the Premier League 66% of the time this season. That's the most out of anyone. Despite winning 4 out of 4 and being top of the Premier League, Liverpool have spent just 32% of their playing time in front. Now, most of that is probably accounted for by the time they were ahead against Bournemouth on the opening night of the season. The rest of the time, Liverpool have been in a drawing game state. So, can Liverpool keep this going? This is their fixture difficulty rating by opponent's league position over the next 6 game weeks. It's the Merseyside derby next in big, bold red for you. That is a tough game for Liverpool. Then it's away at Crystal Palace. Then they have got a trip to Stamford Bridge as well, another difficult game for Arna Slot's side. Visualised in green there, what is kind of decided as an easier game now, Manchester United at home. Can Liverpool keep this going?
And Dave loves a stat. I was going to call you Statman Dave, but that tie was taken. OK, let's get on to Alexander Isak. We saw glimpses of his potential link-up play with Isak and Florian Wirtz. How much has he impressed you so far?
Yeah, I think he's shown glimpses, obviously. We all know that the type of player he is and how good of a player he is. It's going to add a great new dimension for Liverpool. And, you know, the strength and depth now to have Ekitike coming off the bench, still being at such a young age, is for them a fantastic luxury. So, really good signs. Again, I think you can see the link-up play. Isak, Wirtz is getting more comfortable every single game as well. He's incredibly young. So I think for them, so much potential to grow, to get better. And if they're winning all the games now, just imagine, obviously, as the season goes on, it's going to get even better. So for them, I think they're in a really good position. Yeah,
I wanted to ask you about strength of depth, actually, because, as you mentioned, Ekitike came on at the same time. Alexis McAllister, Connor Bradley replaced Gakpo and Frimpong. How key is that strength in depth? We've heard it a lot about Arsenal already this season as well.
Yeah, I think it's huge. I think it's especially for their ambitions. I think they want to go all the way in 4 competitions, and they want to win the Premier League, Champions League, and of course the Cup competition. So for them, if those are your ambitions and that's what you want to do, is to win every game and every competition you're in, then you need a squad to do that. You need 20+ players who are ready to go at any time and, you know, make that difference when called upon, obviously off the bench or obviously from the beginning of the game.
So they're going for all 4. How many are they going to get?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one. I'd reckon Liverpool this year. I know a lot of people have got them as the favourites for the Premier League, so that could be one. And I think if they get another one, they'll be very happy because again, the teams in the Premier League and the competition is incredibly fierce. You look at the Champions League and some of the teams at the top looking fantastic. Again, you look at Bayern Munich last night, very impressive against Chelsea. So there's going to be some really top competition for them as the season goes on. And if they keep a lot of their players healthy, stay away from injuries, I reckon Liverpool could win maybe a couple of trophies.
OK, 2 out of 4, 50%.
Yeah,
That's what
there
you're
you
going
go.
for. Look, I wanted to ask you about Diego Simeone. He said that he regretted his clash with some Liverpool fans at the end of the match at Anfield, but he did reveal that it was sparked by insults that he received throughout the game. There are questions that, as a coach, did he let himself down? But also the other side of it is he is only human. You know, what's your take on it?
Yeah, I think, football is played by human beings. These are incredibly emotional games. It's a big Champions League night at Anfield, and his team came back from 2 goals down, really showed a lot of character. I mean, he's a very passionate coach himself, was a passionate player. We all know Diego Simeone and his history and, how much he's given to the game. So, you're really emotionally invested in these games. So if something's being said, you're being heckled from the crowd, and you can see that goal at the end, it's a bitter pill to swallow. It really is. It's a big kick in the teeth. And I think for him, it's a reaction. It's an emotional reaction. It's a human reaction. Of course, you'd like to maybe handle it differently, and he might regret it a little bit, but it's totally understandable.
Next up for Liverpool then, Merseyside derby, as you mentioned, at Anfield on Saturday. Do you think Everton are going to be wary of their attacking threat here?
They really will be. I think, again, Liverpool have had the upper hand in obviously recent years. But I think Everton will be full of confidence. I think the way they're performing, I think the performance against Aston Villa, even though they didn't win the game last weekend, was at a really high level. Really good start, some top signings with Jack Grealish and Dewsbury Hall within that side. So I think they go to Anfield probably in the best position they've been in a long time, heading to Anfield. I've been there the last 3 out of 4 years, and we've always gone to Anfield on the back foot a little bit, fighting against relegation. So actually the fact that Everton are so high up the table, playing so well, playing freely, it's almost a bit of a free hit going there. I think you can go there and really express yourself, give it a really good go. The fact that Liverpool played on Wednesday night, early kickoff on Saturday, I think will be helpful for Everton. So they'll be wary. Listen, Liverpool is a top side, top attacking threats all over the pitch. But I think Everton are well up for the challenge.
Thinking a Liverpool win here, or what are you saying?
I'm going to go for a draw.
Oh, come on.
Come on, Bella. I can't do that. I've given him two trophies just now. I can't give him a win in the Merseyside.